Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thanks for tuning in to DHS of our university's interview series and taking out the time to join us on a Sunday. This interview series is a COVID learning response initiative by the university, where we invite various subject matter experts who share their insights on a certain topic pertaining to the current corona COVID pandemic crisis and how it's impacting various facets of our lives. So I'd like to welcome all the attendees of today, the working professionals, the students, the parents, whoever, and whoever is watching us on Facebook Live. So I was saying that we have chosen this topic because online classes had started for many as early as May, and students and teachers and parents. And it's certainly the most unusual phenomena that our generation is experiencing. It swept us all. And while classes had started, we were still in awe of the situation. As early as March, classes start ho gayi thi, and since then, we've been getting news on what the parents are facing, what students are going through, plus government is issuing statements on, fees. Social media is full of memes and effectiveness and engagement of online classes. So giving the evolving scenario with education, our topic of today is the role of students and parents uh, in the context of the current situation. We say students and parents because more often than not, we talk about teachers. But we forget that we're all in this together, and with the onus is all the students and the parents being to power through these unprecedented times, because we're all part of the same ecosystem, be it parents, students, teachers. So the sudden shift in work culture has brought about new challenges for everyone, students के लिए, parents के लिए, and teachers के लिए. Educationers की top priority है कि crisis response कैसा हो, how to keep the students engaged, provide the right communication channels and tools for remote operations and more. So in that context, we've invited the famous Mr. Ahmed Saya, who is also the world's best teacher award winner by Cambridge University, to tell us more about the challenges that students and their parents are facing in these current times. He's also a trainer, a counselor, motivational speaker, OA level instructor hai reputed schools mein Karachi ke, and he's also a life coach, an avid public speaker on corporate media and educational platforms. He's doing training assignments with British Council and CASI of Japan. He's also the co-founder of Bridge School, which is a school for the less privileged students in the society. Ahmed is also managing partner at a career counseling and psychometric testing company, Reveal Pakistan. So let's welcome Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Good, good. So how are things generally, pandemic-wise, classes, or kya ho raha hai
aajkal? Things are, alhamdulillah, moving towards a better trend now. Initially, it was a depressing phase for everyone. People were clueless as to what to do, how to do, when to do. But alhamdulillah, things are now better, and people have realized that this is not going away anywhere soon. So they have started adjusting with it, and many of us, teachers, students, parents, have all started becoming tech savvy so that we can use the digital platforms to conduct our sessions, our lessons, our classes. So we are getting used to the trend, and we are trying to make the most out of it. Obviously, it was part of the plan for everyone that sooner or later we would all digitalize. We will soon be having digital classes, virtual classes, or what we say is remote learning and remote teaching. But I think for Pakistanis, we were expecting this somewhere in 5 years' time. But pandemic taught us this all in 5 weeks. So we are onto that, and alhamdulillah, things are smooth, alhamdulillah.
So technology was in a way forced down our throats. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have embraced it like we have now.
Yeah, actually, with every problem, there is an opportunity. So the problem of pandemic brought this opportunity that from being restricted to a particular place, we have all moved to being global. So we are all online, we are all global, and we are all available for everyone, be it in Pakistan or anywhere abroad.
That's true. That's true. So Ahmed, as you're aware, some of the participants have come through a registration mechanism. Some are joining us on Facebook Live. So during this process, we received multiple questions on the subject. And you know, I'll ask them one by one, but largely many of them are talking about the new realities of working from home. You know, temporary unemployment हो गई है कुछ की, homeschooling है बच्चों की, lack of physical contact with other family members, friends and colleagues take, you know, so they're getting used to that as well. So adapting to lifestyle changes as these are challenging for all of us. बच्चे हों, बड़े हों, सबके लिए challenging है. But they can be particularly difficult for young students who are generally carefree होते हैं, spontaneous होते हैं. It's difficult for them to follow a routine. So who on earth had thought of the challenge that 2020 would bring? Nobody had envisioned that, right? So however, education institutions are trying their best to keep everything in perspective and aligned, and, you know, classes, or suddenly everyone is grappling with online teaching phenomena. But all this is having an impact on the mental health of the students because of their limited mobility, because they're suddenly in a house arrest situation. आ जा नहीं सकते हैं, freely move नहीं कर सकते हैं, physical activities नहीं कर सकते हैं. So of course there is a certain limitation to the situation that students are suddenly in, you know, in the early stages of their lives. So tell us what mental health issues are likely to arise from this, since we've been in this situation for a few months, and what can parents do about it proactively?
It's very obvious that students are not very comfortable with this. Initially, the students and every person who's in an adolescent age or a teenage want to go around, hang around with friends, want to socialize, want to play, want to have some communication with their friends. Having that remotely is not something enjoyable for them. I mean, those who used to play football, cricket are confined to their homes. They can only play football and cricket on their devices or on computers or in form of games, not in form of sports. So the students have this frustration in them that they cannot meet their friends, they cannot go out, they cannot hang out, they cannot dine out. So yes, all this is leading to a very frustrating situation, not only for young adults, for teenagers, but even for elders also. And the best way to overcome or come out of this phase is to indulge into activities that interest you other than these activities. Obviously, there are certain other aspects which are of interest to students. So students should realize what are those aspects now and what are the alternatives. How can they be in communication with their friends remotely? Because maintaining the social distance has to be there. Despite the fact they are feeling frustrated, that they want to go out, they want to play around, but this is not the right time to do so. And this needs to be realized. If this is not realized, and if students will go out, play around, have fun, have interaction with each other, with close contact, they will be catching, unfortunately, some virus, and it's a dangerous situation for them. So it's advisable for them to identify the new things that are available, identify virtual training courses, identify different books that they can read, identify different online courses that they can take, and identify all those areas which interest them, but they never got time for those things because they were so busy in their lives that they could not follow their instincts, they could not follow their interests, and they were doing things on ad hoc basis because they thought that since everyone is doing it, let's do it, and they were following the lemmings. Now it is time to reconcile within one's own self. It is time that a student, a parent, a teacher, and everyone should reconcile with themselves, look what are their strengths, identify what are the things that appeal to them, and how they can use those things in the best interest of their own selves and of the nation as a whole. It's also time to realize and empathize with those who have been in severe lockdown since months. For example, Kashmiris. They are suffering this lockdown on a brutal state, and we talk about it, but we don't feel it. But this pandemic has given us a slight taste of it. Not obviously, we still cannot feel the extent to what they are going through, but we can taste a bit of it because we realize that they are in their homes, they are in their homes, they are not interacting with each other, and how they are leading their lives. So it's time to ponder and to question one's own existence, one's own capabilities, and how can we move on in a better, appropriate manner.
Right. यानी कि perspective build करने की बात है कि आप perspective build करें कि why you're in a situation. And I think I was reading about pandemics of previous centuries. So I was thinking you know, had we been in previous centuries, the pandemic where there was no technology, there was no connectivity, you did not know what was happening to your friends and family elsewhere. So I think we're much better off with technology in our hands all the time, and we're connected to people we love. We have access to so many resources. We have access to online material. So I think this is also a blessing that I think we are taking for granted.
Definitely, but there are always two sides of the coin. Where this technology has given us so much approach to the things boundaryless, but at the same time there is too much information also, and this too much information is also freaking people out, because had it been not for technology, people would not have been aware of what is happening everywhere, and they would not have been freaking out that this is happening there, it will also affect us. So people are generally afraid. At the same time, we should also think about those people who, despite having all these living in these technological times, do not have access to technology. They do not have access to internet connection. They do not have access to Wi-Fi's. They do not have access to smartphones, laptops, computers, and just because it's unaffordable for them. For them, it's even more difficult. For us, it's tolerable, but for them, it's very difficult because they have nothing to do at all. They are confined to their homes without having access to the basic necessities, and not even having access to virtual social platforms.
Yeah, let alone online education.
Yes.
Of course, it's a blessing to be able to have access to online education in these times. That's true. Acha, Ahmed, one question that we hear quite often is on fee. You know, to pay or not to pay. Are we getting the same amount of value? If not, should we pay the fee? Should we pay a revised fee? Do we deserve empathy by the giants who make money off of us for years? So the entire world is generally showing sympathy to the humanity by sacrificing everything to keep the wheel of economy on track. कि किसी तरह you know, थोड़ा generosity दिखाएं, थोड़ा empathy दिखाएं, कहीं price revisions हो रही हैं. But fee is a topic that's you know, rampant on all platforms. देनी चाहिए, नहीं देनी चाहिए, हम नहीं दे रहे, revised होनी चाहिए, and things like that. So what is your take on the fee वाला issue?
देखिए, अब दो एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. अगर हम एक काम करते हैं, इसको तीन हिस्सों में ब्रेक करते हैं. From the perspective of the schools, from the perspective of the teachers, and from the perspective of the parents. From parents perspective, parents को ऐसा लगता है कि फी नहीं देनी चाहिए, एंड इसलिए नहीं देनी चाहिए बिकॉज स्कूल्स बंद हैं, तो स्कूल्स के रिसोर्सेज तो इस्तेमाल हो नहीं रहे हैं, एंड सिंस स्कूल के रिसोर्सेज इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहे हैं, व्हाई शुड स्कूल बी चार्जिंग द फी? द आंसर टू दैट इज स्कूल की बिल्डिंग्स बंद हैं, लेकिन स्कूल्स के स्ट्रक्चर्स चल रहे हैं. स्कूल टीचर्स को भी पे कर रहा है, स्कूल्स को अपनी बिल्डिंग्स के रेंट भी देने हैं. स्कूल्स के पास जो ओनली सेविंग है ना, वो शायद यूटिलिटी बिल्स की सेविंग है. अदरवाइज स्कूल के अपने खर्चे तो अपनी जगह पे खड़े हुए. तो जहां वो अपनी फी डिमांड कर रहे हैं विद द गवर्नमेंट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ 20% रिडक्शन इन फी, आई थिंक स्कूल्स अपने उस पॉइंट पे यस दे आर वैलिड कि उनके अपने खर्चे उनकी जगह पे हैं. सो 20% जो गवर्नमेंट ने रिडक्शन बोला है वो देनी लाजमी है. अदर देन दैट दे डिजर्व फी. तो पेरेंट्स अगर ये बोल रहे हैं कि हम नहीं देंगे क्योंकि हमारा बच्चा तो पढ़ ही नहीं रहा है, तो अगर तो वाकई स्कूल्स ऑनलाइन क्लासेस नहीं ले रहे या स्कूल्स किसी भी तरह की कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं दे रहे, तो उन पेरेंट्स की बात वैलिड है कि स्कूल्स क्योंकि काम नहीं कर रहे या कोई भी किस्म की ऑनलाइन सर्विसेज नहीं दे रहे, हम उन स्कूल्स की फी ना दें, जस्टिफाइबल. लेकिन अगर स्कूल्स ऑनलाइन क्लासेस ले रहे हैं, बी इट व्हाटसोएवर, मतलब देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट स्कूल नॉर्मली जो 100% एफर्ट्स डाल के काम करता है, शायद ऑनलाइन क्लासेस उसका 100% का 80% है या 70% है. तो एटलीस्ट गिव क्रेडिट टू द स्कूल एंड द टीचर्स दैट दे आर एटलीस्ट ट्राइंग. It's not that they are not trying. It will take time. It's a new normal. It's not as if you'll tell the school to turn to technology, and very next day they'll be equipped to technology and will be able to do that. No, that's a possibility in a few months time. In a few months, you'll realize that the schools have adapted to changes, they have adapted to new systems, and they have started doing things that were required of them. And it's worthy of giving them a bit of time, at least give schools space and time so that they can implement all those technological things that are needed. From teachers perspective, if parents do not pay school fees, eventually schools will be firing or laying off the teachers. uh, then those teachers, how are they supposed to survive? How are they supposed to run their families? And it's not that these teachers are not doing anything. These teachers are trying and making an effort to go online. And if you look at all the professions, teaching is one profession who shifted, the teachers shifted themselves overnight from chalk and talk to becoming tech savvies, because teachers were prone to teaching the writing on the board and explaining it through those mediums. They were not equipped of using Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meets or Google Classrooms or go to webinars and teach remotely, virtually. It was not their forte, and it was not even expected that they'll be doing something like this immediately. Yes, some of the teachers were moving into that direction, but some of them, a handful of them, maybe 2 to 3% of all teachers were moving towards technological implementation in their teaching methodologies. But most of them were still in the phase of chalk and talk. And still they made an effort and shifted overnight. On Friday, 26th or 28th of Feb, they got to know that schools will not continue normally. And from, I think, first week of March, they were told to teach remotely. And they did that. And they made efforts, they learned online, they started asking questions to even their own students, because apparently students know more about technology than teachers. And it was very difficult for teachers to take classes, considering that students also realize that it's time to misuse the technology, and they disturb the classes also. But at the same time, there were so many students who were supportive of their teachers and supportive of the fact that their teachers are making efforts, and they were telling and guiding their teachers that do this, use this option, use this button. And they were very appreciative of their teachers doing that. And when it comes to school itself, so school, as I mentioned, is trying, teachers are trying, parents obviously are in difficult state. Some parents have unfortunately also have lost their jobs. So I think schools should not deal everyone under the same umbrella. Schools should also realize that if a particular parent has lost a job, they should be empathized with. Schools should show compassion. They should give those parents a leeway that if the fee, even after 20% reduction, the fees cannot be paid off immediately, then they should give them a stretched due date, maybe 6 months down the line or 3 months down the line, that if you can't pay off immediately, then you can at least pay in a few months time, or you pay after 6 months, or you pay in parts. Let's say after the 20% amount, what is left, pay 50% now, pay 50% once the pandemic is over. Give parents that feel of comfort, that compassion, that empathy, that since you are also in a difficult situation, the school is there for you. But at the same time, those parents who, alhamdulillah, have not suffered anything like that, and who are, mashallah, well to do and who can afford the fee, should not then demand from schools of further fee reduction or a leeway, because the cycle has to go on. If all parents will stop paying despite the fact they do not have a problem, then school will definitely be in a problem. But if those parents who do not have a problem honestly pay up and pay the fee, then those parents who are in actually in a difficult situation, the schools will definitely give them a leeway. I personally know of some schools who are shutting down their schools just because they cannot afford to continue. At the same time, I know of schools who have completely laid off all their faculty members because they think that if we will not be able to go online for next 2-3 months, why keep teachers on board when we cannot deliver to the parents because parents are not willing to pay the fee. At the same time, it's also to be realized by the parents that usually in normal times they pay the fee of June and July, when June and July are the months where students do not take classes. It's a summer break. So what actually happened was the summer break was shifted from June and July to April and May. And if that happened, the parents should have cooperated and if would have paid the fee for the month of April and May of 20% reduction fee, then it would have been a more simpler situation for everyone. Parents would have taken those 2 months as summer break. From June onwards, many schools have started their online classes. But at the same time, parents are also of the opinion that these online classes are just एक तरह का ढोंग है ताकि स्कूल वाले जो है वो फीस ले सकें और पेरेंट्स जो है वो फीस देने पे मजबूर हो जाएं. देखिए हर केस में ऐसा नहीं है. There is no one size that fits all. There is no one compliment or a comment that justifies everyone's stance. So कुछ schools हैं जो genuinely बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं. There might be some schools who are not doing that hard work and who are not giving those efforts, putting in those efforts that are required of them. But at the same time, सारे parents भी तो एक जैसे नहीं हैं. कुछ पेरेंट्स फी पे भी कर रहे हैं और कुछ डिस्पाइट कोई प्रॉब्लम ना होने के बिल्कुल फी पे नहीं कर रहे, और कुछ पेरेंट्स प्रॉब्लम्स होने के बावजूद फी पे कर रहे हैं और कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स होने के बावजूद बता भी नहीं पा रहे कि उनको प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. हर बंदा एक अलग प्रॉब्लम में है, एक अलग कैटास्ट्रोफी में है. This is time to consolidate. It is time to help each other out. It is time to realize that every individual is important and every individual is going through a dilemma, a stress, a pandemic, and everyone needs to be honest with themselves. Are they well off and can they help others, and can they offload someone else's burden? Then they should. If someone is in a difficult state, they should speak up, talk to the management of the school and try to get a leeway. I think that would somehow create a balance and automatically things will sort out and settle down soon.
Right. And like you shared, this wouldn't apply to schools only. It would apply to education sector mein, like be it schools or colleges or universities. I think this overall empathy and the overall understanding and not manipulating the environment, I think it's very important for both sides. Or engagement ka jahan tak taluk hai, so I see teachers, they're trying to grapple with this and increase engagement because the times have dictated online education ho, and but nonetheless online jo hai, it cannot provide the informal social interaction students have. Uska to zahir hai koi nemul badal nahi hai. But how do you think ke jo faculty hai, jo teachers hai, how can they make online education more engaging and effective for students, given the fact that they're having increased screen time, given the fact that they're stranded at home, given the fact that they're still embracing this. I'll talk next question about increased screen time, but how do you think we can make this online interaction of teaching more engaging and more effective?
I think the first task is that teachers should feel that it's not a different scenario. They should feel that it's quite similar to what we were doing normally. They should explore different options and opportunities. If teachers were teaching on PowerPoint, they can embed PowerPoint through Zoom. They can still do that. Those teachers who were using the board, they can use the whiteboard option of Zoom. OneNote is one of the softwares where writing is easier, and teachers can use OneNote, and using that, they can deliver the lecture as it was being delivered in class. At the same time, teachers should not feel some kind of a pressure on them. Like they used to teach in class, along with teaching whatever socializing they used to do with the kids. For example, they used to talk to kids about good things, about telling them what is right, what is wrong, doing tarbiyah along with their teaching methodologies, inbuilt in their teaching methodologies needs to be there. The students should feel that computer is not teaching them. Students should feel that a human, a teacher is teaching them. So what happens is we become very conscious. When we are teaching online, we become very conscious that our actions are being recorded, our expressions are being noted. It's not that. We should feel ease. The teacher should feel comfortable. The teacher should realize that It's perfectly okay, and it's a normal thing. They do not need to panic themselves, and they should feel at ease and deliver their lecture. Once they'll feel ease and deliver the lecture, I think they'll deliver a very good lecture. But if they'll feel pressurized and they'll feel panicky, and they have this conscious building in them that पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है, पता नहीं क्या सोच रहे होंगे बच्चे, पता नहीं कैसा होगा. It's okay to make mistakes. We always tell students that it's okay to make mistakes and it's good to learn from your mistakes. I think it's time that teachers should start applying this on themselves also. It's okay to make mistake. It's very obvious that once you'll move on to technology, you are not supposed to be technology experts from day one. Yes, you will eventually become experts. You will eventually start understanding the hacks of it, the dynamics of it. You'll start enjoying it, but give yourself time. And I would also request students who are listening to us at this moment, please give your teachers this opportunity, give your teachers this space, and give your teachers time to make sure that they are also in comfort zone. Do not put them off guard or catch them off guard by trying to unmute yourself and making noises, or by unmuting yourself and playing a video or audio so that teacher gets disturbed and distracted, or by writing on teacher's screen by using annotations so that teachers feel caught off guard that what has happened, I have not written this, what is appearing on my screen. It's a request to all students. Better please realize that teachers are trying to put in efforts for you guys. They are trying to learn this new normal for them, learn this new technology for them. It's not for them that they are trying to learn this technology. They have passed a certain age where they would have been inclined to all these things. They are doing this for you guys. They are trying to give their 100% so that you learn at the best of your ability, so that you are not uncomfortable. You feel as if you are still there in class and taking class as if it would have been a face-to-face on campus class. I know it's a remote learning and you have lots of time to get distracted. Yes, you can keep your Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever platform your teacher is using on and play games and no one will get to know. But at the same time, there is something called ethics that has to be inbuilt in you. You need to know what is right and what is wrong. And it is not necessary that if someone reprimands you and tells you this is wrong, then only you stop from it. Your inner voice should tell you what is right and what is wrong. Your inner voice should be your guardian angel, which should be directing you and telling you that this is correct and you should do it. This is incorrect and you should stop doing it. That way, not only you will achieve success, your teacher will be able to deliver an extraordinary lesson.
Very well explained, Ahmed. And I think ये जो empathy वाली बात हम करते हैं, it has to be a two-way street. Like say, once the teacher is realizing that you're sitting at home, this is the only avenue for you to learn. You also need to empathize with the teacher, that the teacher, despite his or her own challenges, trying to get the hang of technology, family, things to do at home, suddenly a change of routine. She's also having to get up at 8 in the morning, like you, to come online and start her lesson. So I think students need to also share the responsibility and do their bit. And साथ साथ parents के ऊपर भी होती है, because they're all part of the same ecosystem. They have to come together to make the teaching and learning more effective.
बिल्कुल. और मैं एक बात सिर्फ ऐड करूंगा, आपने जहाँ पे पेरेंट्स की बात करी, पेरेंट्स ऑल्सो नीड टू टेक अप सम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. यूजुअली तो ऐसा होता है कि पेरेंट्स सेंड देयर चिल्ड्रन टू स्कूल एंड दे थिंक दैट नाउ देयर जॉब इज डन. नाउ इट्स टीचर्स जॉब टू टीच देम, टू गाइड देम, टू बिल्ड कैरेक्टर, एथिक्स, मॉरल वैल्यू इन अ चाइल्ड. उसकी तालीम भी टीचर करेगा, तरबिया भी टीचर करेगा. बट एट द सेम टाइम पेरेंट्स नीड टू रियलाइज that when it's remote learning and remote teaching, parents' roles and responsibilities have increased also. They need to monitor that if it is a time of a class, then your child is attending the class. Please do not tell the teacher that, sorry, I could not wake up, neither could my child wake up, and eventually they miss the class. Please make sure that you also wake up, your child also wakes up, and your child, if in front of screen, also monitor what he or she is doing. Is he he or she actually attending classes or he or she is not attending classes. At the same time, I would also request parents to sit with their children in their online classes and learn from learn through the teacher for yourself also, and realize whether actually the teacher is making an effort to uh, plan a lesson, to give a lesson, and is trying their best, or are they only wasting time, or as you say that they are just trying to mock this out so that they can get fee. You will be the best judge of it when you'll attend the teacher's class, when you'll sit with your child and look at what teacher is delivering. If you'll sit with your child, look at what teacher is delivering, how much efforts they are making, you'll automatically realize that yes, they are doing a job well done, or no, they are doing a pathetic job and they need improvement. And then as a parent, it's your responsibility to give feedback to the teacher, not run them down, not humiliate them, not insult them, and not complain. Even if you have realized something in front of your child that would give your child an extra uh, confidence of being battamiz to a teacher, it's better that you have observed something and you want teacher to improve on that. Discuss that with the teacher personally, one to one. Call them up, message them that this is my observation and I'm not complaining, I'm doing a critical analysis. And when you do a critical analysis, there is always a margin of improvement and the teacher will improve. But only if you will bombard them with complaints, you will not appreciate them at all, and you will talk to them in a rude tone, or you will lodge a complaint in front of your child, that would give a very bad or a negative impression. There are two ways of doing the same thing. You could do it politely.
थोड़ा echo आ रहा है आपकी आवाज में अहमद.
Am I audible?
Yeah, थोड़ा सा echo आ रहा है जी.
So it's just a request to make sure that you give teacher the opportunity and you do not lodge a complaint to a teacher in front of a child. Give teacher a space, do a critical analysis, tell them the areas of improvement, and motivate your child to respect the teacher and learn from them.
True. अच्छा अहमद, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के साथ एक जो बड़ा कॉमन इशू सुनने में आता है, वी सी पेरेंट्स ऑफ किड्स ऑफ ऑल एजेस के कंप्लेनिंग के स्क्रीन टाइम बहुत बढ़ गया है. यू नो, अनप्रेसिडेंटेड increase हो गया है screen time में, because more families are relying on technology and digital solutions to keep children learning, like we shared. फिर entertainment के लिए भी वही screen इस्तेमाल हो रही है, बाहर की दुनिया से connected रहने के लिए भी वही स्क्रीन इस्तेमाल हो रही है. आप कजन से, रिलेटिव से, नाना नानी से, फ्रेंड से उसी स्क्रीन पे बात कर रहे हैं. फिर एक गेमिंग की और ऑनलाइन हैबिट्स जो थी पहले की, वो साथ साथ चलती भी आ रही हैं. तो what would you say about this sudden increase in screen time, and what can parents do about it? What should students do about it? What is your comment on the current situation and this unprecedented increase in screen time also?
I think at the moment, immediately, it's unavoidable, because if the classes have to be taken online, if the classes have to be taken remotely from home, then the only way is through computers or laptops or phones or tablets. All this is counted in screen time. But screen time initially was the time where the child spent on social media or gaming. That was the actual definition of screen time initially. Broadly, screen time is everything that the child spends his time on the screen. As far as technology has been embedded into education, the screen time cannot be avoided whatsoever, because this child has to take classes online. So that cannot be reduced. What can be reduced is that the games that the children used to play online could now be shifted back to board games. They can spend time with family. They can play Ludo with family members. They can play Carrom with family members. They can play other games, informative games with their parents, their siblings, and spend more family time. That way they will be connected to the family also. And at the same time, they'll be playing but different games which they never used to play because of the advent of technology. So they'll go back to the roots. I mean, if we recall our childhood days, we'll realize that we had amazing time playing all these board games and all kinds of things that were educational games also. For example, Scrabble, that was an educational game. Vocabulary used to build in, and we used to
Yeah.
enjoy that also.
Scrabble, Monopoly,
Monopoly,
Sequence, ये सारे
yes,
board games होते थे.
सारे बोर्ड गेम्स हैं और सारे वो बोर्ड गेम्स हैं जो आपको एजुकेशनल ट्रेनिंग भी दे रहे हैं. सो आई
Pictionary.
थिंक बिल्कुल आई थिंक इट्स टाइम टू गो बैक टू रिवर्ट बैक टू ओल्ड टाइम्स एंड टू स्पेंड टाइम विद फैमिली आल्सो. बिकॉज टेक्नोलॉजी से हुआ क्या, जो घर वाले हैं वो दूर हो गए, जो दूर वाले हैं वो आपके हाथ में आ गए, फोन में आ गए. सो यू आर मोर कनेक्टेड टू पीपल हु आर नॉट इन योर होम्स rather than with the people who are at your homes. This
They
pandemic
clearly outnumber the people at your home. The people that you're connected remotely clearly outnumber your people.
Definitely. So this pandemic has also taught us that since life is so uncertain, why not spend time with family? Why not realize the shortcomings that we were having by running in the race of life and not stopping at all and not giving time to family. So let's start giving family some time. Let's start spending time with our own people who are important to us, who are there for us, and who we need, and they also need us. But we only realize when a catastrophe happens. So take this pandemic as that catastrophe, which will create strong binding amongst your family members, and whatever you want to share with them, speak your heart out, because it's the time to do so. These are those times where people, your family members, despite being busy, will not tell you I'm very busy and I do not have time for you. Even if they were busy earlier, before pandemic, pre-pandemic, or might become busy once again post-pandemic, this is the time to tell them, to spend with them, and to talk to them and to reconcile with them, because reconciliation is very important. बहुत दफा ऐसा होता है कि हमारे दिल में कुछ होता है और हम उसको लेके बैठे होते हैं. But when it comes to these kind of situations, it's time that we went out, we talk to them, we tell them what is expected of them and what is something that was missing on their part, and how to reconcile now.
Right. अच्छा, और हम remember we were talking earlier कि time management कितनी जरूरी है इस current scenario में, because everyone has additional things to do. So if you could just tell us a little bit about कि parents और students को किन traits पे अपनी work करना चाहिए to manage this more effectively. What can parents do at home? We spoke about, having quality family time together, board games, listening, talking to your parents and your children. Not just, functional talk, but actual deep conversations about what they want to do, what's their passion, what they want to do in life, what are their fears, what are their insecurities, and what is it that they're passionate about. So if you could just tell us a little bit about what you have to share about time management on this matter.
First thing that I think most of us have noticed during the pandemic is our routine has become very bad. We have started sleeping late, waking up late, and this is unhealthy. So first thing is that we should go back to the routine that was pre-pandemic. We should sleep at the right time. We should wake up at the right time. We should spend some time exercising or some kind of things that keeps us healthy. And then we should try and find measures of learning other than our school forums only. The parents and the children should realize that, in fact, parents should first give this space to their children, that there is no one size that fits all. So do not expect your child to become doctors, engineers, and chartered accountants only. Please ask them what is their interest, what is their inclination, what are their aptitudes. Observe what your child wants to do. And let's say you realize that your child wants to paint, give him the opportunity to paint. If you think your child wants to cook, give him the opportunity to cook. If you think that your child loves doing poetry or writing books or writing novels or writing essays, whatsoever, give them that opportunity. Do not confine them to what you think you want them to do. Please let them lead their lives, but at the same time, students are requested to discuss their issues with their parents. They should not take ad hoc decisions. कि मुझे ये लगता है सब ये कर रहे हैं तो मुझे ये करना चाहिए। आप सब नहीं है, आप एक इंडिविजुअल हैं। आपकी स्ट्रेंथ्स, आपकी वीकनेसेस, आपकी इंक्लिनेशंस, आपके एप्टीट्यूड्स, आपके ड्रीम्स, आपके ख्वाहिशात सब किसी और से डिफरेंट है। So don't try to be someone. Try to be your unique self. Have your own idiosyncrasy. Realize what is good for you and what you enjoy doing. Because when you do things that you enjoy doing, A, you become good at it. B, you are not working. You are fulfilling your enjoyment. And three, you start doing good things through it. And the parents needs to give that space to the children, that it's not necessary that if you want your child to become a doctor, he will become a doctor. There is a possibility he might not become a good doctor, and he is becoming a doctor just because you want him to become a doctor. Or if you want your child to become an engineer, on the other contrary, he wants to become something else, please discuss with him. There's a possibility by forcing him to become an engineer, you are ruining his life. At the same time, if a child thinks that I will become a footballer, okay, there is a possibility that you might be loving and playing football, but always remember there are two things: willingness and ability. You have willingness to become a footballer, but do you have the ability of becoming a footballer? Only when willingness and ability combines, you are bound to achieve success. But if you are willing, but you are not able to do something, or you are able to do something, but you are not willing to do that thing, it's a mismatch. Always try and do those things in which you have the willingness, you have the ability, and you are interested in, but always with the consultation of your parents, because the parents are your best friends, be whether you agree, you admit, or you don't. Because दुनिया में आपको जब भी कोई मशवरा देगा, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं उसका मफाद छुपा हो सकता है. But when parents advise you, they will advise you for your own benefit. वो जो आपको मशवरा दे रहे हैं, वो आपकी बेहतरी के लिए दे रहे हैं. वो आपको डांट रहे हैं, तो it's not they have a grudge against you. It is what they think is best for you. That is why they are guiding you through their experience about what is right and what is wrong. So do take their advice. Maybe there is a difference of opinion in what they are saying and in what they are and what you want to do, but have a mutual discussion and a mutual consent. Either you give in or they give in. I would also request the parents to keep themselves open for the fact that if your child convinces you that he or she wants to do something and it's actually good for them, be open to that fact, give them the ample opportunity for doing that, and at the same time play your part. Monitor that what they are telling that they are good at and they want to do, and you have given in that yes, okay, do that. Then do not go on a back foot कि अब तुमने तो सोच लिया ना, तुम तो वही करोगे जो तुम्हें करना है, तो कर लो. नहीं, ठीक है, या if you are giving in, give in wholeheartedly कि ठीक है तुम ये करना चाहते हो करो, but उसमें मुझे रिजल्ट्स शो करो, उसमें मुझे दिखाओ कि तुम जो करना चाह रहे हो वो इतना अच्छा करोगे कि you will excel in that. Plus I would also request parents that एक रैट रेस में अपने बच्चे को ना भगाएं कि मेरा बच्चा उससे आगे निकल जाए, फलां से पीछे ना रह जाए, इसके फुप्पो और ताया के बच्चे तो ये कर रहे हैं, ये पीछे रह गया. प्लीज कम आउट ऑफ दैट. ये कोई रेस नहीं लगी हुई है. एवरी चाइल्ड इज डिफरेंट. देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी योर चाइल्ड माइट हैव दैट पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेंथ या एक ऐसा पर्टिकुलर इंटरेस्ट जो खानदान में किसी के पास नहीं हो, और आपने उसके उस इंटरेस्ट को सिर्फ इसलिए मार दिया क्योंकि आप सारा वक्त उसके साथ कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं कि फलां का बच्चा तो ये कर रहा है और तुम देखो क्या कर रहे हो. फलां का बच्चा कुछ अच्छा कर रहा है तो आप उसको बिल्कुल अप्रिशिएट करें, लेकिन उस बच्चे को भी अप्रिशिएट करें. सिर्फ अपने बच्चे के सामने उस बच्चे को अप्रिशिएट करें और अपने बच्चे को रन डाउन ना करें, और अपने बच्चे को एम्पल स्पेस दें कि अगर वो कुछ करना चाह रहा है तो उसको मौका दें. हो सकता है कि वो उस चीज में इतना अच्छा और इतना आगे निकल जाए कि आप खुद हैरान रह जाएं. सो इट शुड बी अ म्यूचुअल डिसीजन. पेरेंट्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स का म्यूचुअल डिसीजन होना चाहिए विद अ मेंटोर. हो सकता है एक टीचर आपका मेंटोर हो, तो उस टीचर को इस कम्युनिकेशन में ले आएं और उससे हेल्प ले लें. कोई और खानदान का बड़ा ऐसा है जो एक सर्टेन चीज कर चुका है और आपके बच्चे को उस जैसा बनना है, तो आप उसको एज अ मेंटोर यूज करें और उनसे मशवरा लें. Because mentoring will always help and motivate the child to go an extra mile, but give the child that space to go ahead, to move on, to achieve his dreams. please don't put a block on his dreams just because मैं चाहता हूं कि मेरा बच्चा ये करे.
राइट. अच्छा, और एक ये भी होती है चीज, सिंस एडमिशंस चल रहे हैं और काफी सारे स्टूडेंट्स अभी डिसीजन मेकिंग फेज में हैं कि व्हाट दे वांट टू डू विद देयर करियर्स अहेड. तो वी डिड अ काउंसलिंग सेशन लास्ट वीक, तो उसमें हमारे पास ये बड़े कमेंट आए स्टूडेंट्स की तरफ से कि दिस इज व्हाट वी वांट टू डू, but you know, our parents don't let us, or we decided to do this, but midway we realized that it's not for us, and now it's very difficult for us to communicate that to our parents, and that's why we're going to be stuck with this for the rest of our lives seemingly. So ab jo next hum session kar rahe hain, so we're trying to include and invite parents in the session too, because generally hota ye hai ki parents are sometimes in good intent sometimes, but they end up pressuring their kids. और एंड एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग इज डिफरेंट, हर किसी का इंटरेस्ट अलग है. इवन बहन भाइयों में तीन चार अलग अलग किस्म के माइंडसेट्स के अलग अलग इंटरेस्ट वाले होते हैं, तो फिर वो रिश्तेदार और कजन्स और फलाने का बेटा, तो वो दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग ऑल टुगेदर. सो आई थिंक पेरेंट्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स, they need to be very communicative, and I think they need to use their time to be more communicative and open about what they want to do, like I said, what their passions are, what their limitations are. And communication is key in the current scenario, like you also shared. के और हर किसी का passion अपना होना. Like I was talking to my 6-year-old nephew, so he said, I want to grow up and study dinosaurs and aerodynamics. You know, I was surprised. I was like, well, this is an interesting thing to think about. But you know, being a parent or being an elder, कुछ limited हमारे दिमाग में भी professions होते हैं. हमारे साथ भी, हमसे पहले की generation के साथ भी ये चीज हुई है. But I think now younger parents need to sort of break out of that and give students more opportunities to explore what they want to do actually.
I definitely, and I would reiterate, मैं खुदा ना ख्वास्ता बिल्कुल भी ये नहीं बोल रहा कि पेरेंट्स सही गाइड नहीं कर रहे हैं, बिल्कुल गाइड सही कर रहे हैं, बट ऑब्वियसली दे हैव देयर ओन लिमिटेशंस कि उनको जो पता है उस हिसाब से गाइड कर रहे हैं. सो स्टूडेंट्स एट एनी पॉइंट इन टाइम शुड नॉट थिंक कि वी नो इट ऑल. नो, यू आल्सो डोंट नो इट ऑल. So discuss. It's very important that you discuss. You try to put in your point and you understand what the other person is also saying. It's not that कि आप सिर्फ बोलेंगे और दूसरे को कन्विंस कर लेंगे. नहीं, आप दूसरे की भी सुने, देखें वो क्या चाह रहे हैं, and it should be a mutual decision. My emphasis is on mutual decision, which is in the betterment of the child.
Agree. Acha, a very important stakeholder in the system. My last question to you. So what is your message to the teachers here who are juggling families, who in some scenarios have revised salaries also, they're juggling family, they're embracing technology, they're managing students, they are the intermediary between the institution and the students. तो उनको दोनों तरफ से उनके ऊपर कुछ हद तक pressures होते हैं. So what are your messages for teachers? What would you like to say about them? To them, rather.
I would request all teachers to do their part honestly, whatever the circumstances they are facing. Yes, I know it is tough for majority of the teachers at this point in time, but you are the teachers. You are the people who are shaping the future youth of the country. You are the people who are the change agents. You are the mentors. You are the role models. You are supposed to take all the burden, because it is, being a teacher is, you don't perform jobs, you don't do jobs, you fulfill a responsibility. And being a teacher, it's your responsibility to keep guiding children, to keep discussing your child with the parents. It's your responsibility to make sure that your job is well done. And it is utmost important for you to realize that teaching is a sunnah. ये अंबिया का काम है. तो हम ऑब्वियसली उस लेवल का काम तो नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन हम अपने तौर पे पूरी कोशिश करें कि आवर क्लासेस आर नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू जस्ट फिनिशिंग द सिलेबस और कंप्लीटिंग द कोर्स. तालीम के साथ तरबियत करना भी हम टीचर्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, एंड मेरे ख्याल में ज्यादा बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हम अपने बच्चे की तरबियत अच्छी करें. हमारे स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं, उनका कैरेक्टर, उनका मॉरल एथिकल बिहेवियर, उनका डिसिप्लिन, उनकी पंक्चुअलिटी, रेगुलरिटी, ये सब चीजें जो है ना, वो हम टीचर से जुड़ी हुई हैं. तो हम टीचर्स की जिम्मेदारी बहुत बड़ी है हमारी जिम्मेदारी क्लास खत्म होने पे खत्म नहीं होती, हमारी जिम्मेदारी goes beyond that. Once a teacher is always a teacher. तो अगर 10 साल बाद भी हमारा कोई स्टूडेंट हमारे पास आता है या हमसे कोई सवाल पूछता है या हमसे कुछ मशवरा चाहता है, so we have to be there for them. And at that point in time we do not think कि in return हमें क्या मिलेगा. In fact जब हम पढ़ा रहे होते हैं हम टीचर्स, तो ये कभी नहीं सोचते कि हमें रिटर्न में कुछ मिलेगा. हम सिर्फ ये चाहते हैं कि ये जो बच्चा है ये बेहतर स्टूडेंट बन जाए, बेहतर इंसान बन जाए, एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल सिटीजन बन जाए और एक अच्छा शहरी हो जिससे लोगों को फायदा हो. मेरा अपना एक फर्म बिलीफ है, माई लेगेसी इज नॉट माई स्टूडेंट्स, माई लेगेसी इज द लेगेसी दैट माई स्टूडेंट्स विल क्रिएट. अगर मेरा इतना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट होगा कि मेरे स्टूडेंट्स एक अच्छी लेगेसी छोड़ जाएंगे तो शायद मेरा एक मकसद अचीव हो पाएगा. So since we are responsible of making sure that this country is in the right hands, we need to develop the right products. क्योंकि हमारे हाथ में वो प्रोडक्ट है जो इस मुल्क का फ्यूचर है. इन्हीं में से फ्यूचर डॉक्टर्स, इंजीनियर्स, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स, पॉलिटिशियंस, आर्टिस्ट्स, हर किस्म की फील्ड जो निकलेगी ना वो हमारे स्टूडेंट से ही निकलेगी. एंड ये सिर्फ ये 4-5 फील्ड्स नहीं है जो मैंने बोली हैं, लेकिन ये 4-5 वो फील्ड्स हैं जो लोगों को पता है. इसके अलावा कुछ भी कोई भी फील्ड निकलेगी वो हम ही से निकलेगी. We are the people who will be directing that. Teaching is one job that gives birth to all other jobs. So please make sure that all teachers should continue doing their tasks selflessly, honestly, dedicatedly, without thinking कि in return हमें क्या मिल रहा है. क्योंकि हमें in return अगर कुछ भी नहीं मिल रहा तो भी हमें in return हमें अपने मुल्क को अच्छा बनाने का मौका मिल रहा है. और ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, ये बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है.
Agree, and I think we need to give the due importance to the profession of teaching, you know, because even agar aap choice aaye hain ya by chance aaye hain teaching ke profession mein, we need to give the due importance to the profession of teaching in terms of whatever platforms that we provide them, in terms of pay structures and exposures and the right kind of training. So any ending note, Ahmed, before we wrap up the discussion?
I have ending note for all categories of people: parents, students, teachers, everyone.
Let's hear it.
For parents, I would request parents to be open to your child, to be empathetic towards your child, to listen to them, to observe them beyond what you are observing. Sometimes you have to support them, and at times you need to reprimand them, but do that in a manner that your child neither becomes arrogant nor feels left out. So always make sure that your children feels that you are there for you. Make sure that you act as a best friend for your child, and when your child needs to vent out, to talk to speak his or her heart out, you should be the first person who should come to their mind. Their friends, anyone else should come to their mind on a second stage. The first person who should come to their mind should be you. So your role is a very big role, and you need to play that part. Plus, you also need to realize that whatever actions you take, you are somehow or the other influencing your child. So अगर आप let's say अपने बच्चे के साथ एक सब्जी लेने के लिए गए हुए और आपने पहले सब्जी वाले को बोला, उसने बोला कि ये चीज इतने रुपए की है, आपने बोला पीछे तो इतने रुपए की मिल रही है. अगर आपने पीछे किसी से पूछा नहीं था उस चीज का रेट और आपने अपने बच्चे के सामने सिर्फ ये कोट कर दिया पीछे तो इतने की मिल रही है, तो आपने अपने बच्चे को क्या सिखाया? इट्स ओके टू लाई. अनइंटेंशनली, आपका कोई ऐसा इंटेंशन नहीं था कि मैं अपने बच्चे को झूठ बोलना सिखाऊंगा, लेकिन आपके एक्शन ने क्या प्रूफ किया? आपके एक्शन ने प्रूफ किया कि इट्स ओके टू लाई. हम लोगों को मैनिपुलेट कर सकते हैं अगर हम जो है वो स्मार्ट मूव करें. सो ऑनेस्ट बच्चे को बनाना बहुत जरूरी है, एथिक्स उसको सिखानी बहुत जरूरी है. ऐसा कोई एक्शन ना करें जिससे आपके बच्चे के दिमाग में एक रॉन्ग इंप्रेशन पड़े कि इट्स ओके टू लाई, इट्स ओके टू डू रॉन्ग थिंग्स. प्लीज डोंट. My advice, my ending note to teachers is there might be more experienced teachers in the panel more than me, so I'm not the right person to advise anything, but a thing that I try to do whenever I enter my class, I always feel that it is my first class and it is also my last class. The reason I do that is जब हमारी जिंदगी में कोई पहली चीज होती है ना, पहली दफा हम कुछ करने जा रहे होते हैं, वी वांट टू क्रिएट एन इम्पैक्ट, वी वांट टू लीव एन इम्प्रेशन. और जब हम जिंदगी में कोई चीज आखिरी बार कर रहे होते हैं ना, वी डू इट विद परफेक्शन. So I want all teachers to enter the class with the same passion, that when you enter the class thinking कि ये मेरी पहली क्लास है और मुझे इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करना है, और ये मेरी आखिरी क्लास है, मुझे हर चीज परफेक्टली करनी है. एंड एट द सेम टाइम बी अ रोल मॉडल टू योर स्टूडेंट्स. आप ऐसा कुछ करें कि स्टूडेंट्स आपसे सीखें. ऐसा ना हो कि स्टूडेंट्स बोलें कि मेरे टीचर ऐसे करते थे तो मैं भी ऐसे कर सकता हूं. अच्छी चीजें उनके अंदर इनबिल्ट करें. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप छुट्टी करते हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी दिन, एंड आपने बच्चे को बोल दिया मैं बीमार था इसलिए मैंने छुट्टी करी. नेक्स्ट टाइम अगर आपके बच्चे ने छुट्टी करी और उसने आपको ये एक्सक्यूज दिया कि मैं बीमार था इसलिए मैंने छुट्टी करी, यू हैव नो राइट टू रिप्रिमांड देम. ईदर यू डू नॉट टेक अ डे ऑफ, इवन व्हेन यू आर इल. इट्स ऑब्वियस दैट यू आर इल. आपकी आंखें लाल हुई हुई हैं, आपकी आंखों से आंसू बह रहे हैं, आपको बुखार है, आप फिर भी स्कूल आए हुए हैं, जस्ट टू इंश्योर कि आप अपने बच्चे को ये शो कर रहे हैं, ये पोर्ट्रे कर रहे हैं कि देखो की तबीयत खराब है लेकिन मैं तुम्हारे लिए मौजूद हूँ. अच्छा, नॉट इन दीज पैंडेमिक टाइम्स, खुदा ना ख्वास्ता इन दीज पैंडेमिक टाइम्स आपकी तबीयत खराब है, यू नीड टू मेंटेन अ सोशल डिस्टेंस. मैं जनरली एक बात बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर आपकी तबीयत खराब है और आप छुट्टी नहीं कर रहे, तो इट विल गिव दिस इंप्रेशन टू द चाइल्ड कि मेरी तबीयत खराब है तो मैं भी छुट्टी नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि मेरे टीचर की तबीयत खराब थी तो उसने भी छुट्टी नहीं करी. You go an extra mile for the child and you see miracles happening. The child will go an extra mile for you. To students, my advice would be, beta, stay humble, stay down to earth, stay committed, uh, make sure that you do right things, you try and explore new options, always dream big, try to achieve your goals, have visions, but at the same time be respectful, be obedient, be always remember that you should have that quench of learning. सीखने की कोशिश करो किसी से भी, छोटे से बड़े से. जो आपको सिखा रहा है वो आपका उस्ताद है, चाहे वो आपको छोटी सी बात सिखा रहा हो. एंड ऑलवेज रिस्पेक्ट दैट पर्सन हु हैव टॉट यू एनीथिंग इन लाइफ, बिकॉज उसने अगर आपको कुछ भी सिखाया और वो अपनी जिंदगी में कहीं पे भी इस्तेमाल करोगे तो वो आपके लिए कहीं ना कहीं कारआमद होगा. ऑलवेज बी ओपन to critical analysis, always listen to everyone, but do what you feel content with. सबकी सुनो लेकिन मशवरे से काम करो और वो काम करो जिसको करने से आपको मजा आए. बट एट द सेम टाइम ऑलवेज ऑल्सो थिंक कि जो काम आप कर रहे हो उससे दूसरों को फायदा हो रहा है. प्लीज बी सेल्फलेस, नेवर बी सेल्फिश. जब भी कोई काम करने की नियत करो उसमें दूसरों का फायदा जरूर सोचो. ये सोचो कि मेरे इस काम के करने से, ठीक है मुझे तो फायदा होगा लेकिन मेरे अलावा और किसको फायदा होगा. अगर मैं कोई ऐसा काम कर रहा हूँ जिससे मुझे तो बहुत फायदा होगा लेकिन मेरे अलावा किसी को फायदा नहीं होगा, इससे बेहतर है वो काम ना करूं मैं. लेकिन एक काम है जिसको करके मुझे बहुत थोड़ा सा फायदा होगा लेकिन ओवरऑल लोगों को बहुत फायदा होगा, ऐसे काम को बार बार करो. एवरी टाइम यू डू समथिंग एंड यू फील हैप्पी अबाउट इट, इट मीन्स दैट योर इनर वॉइस इज टेलिंग यू आर डूइंग द राइट थिंग, डू इट अगेन एंड अगेन. किसी काम को करके अंदर से रिमोर्स होना शुरू हो जाए, बुरा लगना शुरू हो जाए, उस काम को करना छोड़ दो, बिकॉज इट्स एन इंडिकेशन कि आपने कुछ गलत कर दिया है. एंड टू योर ओन सेल्फ बी ऑनेस्ट. चाहे कोई देख रहा हो कोई नहीं देख रहा हो, जो काम करो ईमानदारी से करो, दयानतदारी से करो, मेहनत से करो. एंड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर योर एफर्ट्स, नॉट योर रिजल्ट्स. आपने अपनी एफर्ट्स डाली, अपनी कोशिश पूरी कर दी, एंड देन इफ समथिंग डज नॉट गो योर वे, then do not worry, because everything happens for a good reason. If I'm saying if you have done and given your best, but if you have not given your best, everything is not happening for a good reason, it's your fault. Learn from your mistake. To make a mistake is not a sin, not to learn from a mistake is the greatest sin. So learn from your mistakes, and mistakes are a proof that you are trying. So keep trying, keep making mistakes, but always learn from them. And one who learns from his or her mistakes is bound to become successful, because mistakes are not something that are hurdles. Mistakes are the experiences that are live experiences, giving you the strength to conquer the world and to move on.
And mistakes teach you things. These are teachings in life. Mistakes should not be discouraged. Mistake means that you tried something. So Hello.
So I think this was my message to parents, teachers, and students. Uh,
Yeah. Interesting. Thanks for the fantastic advice, Ahmed, and insights. I'm sure बहुत useful आपने बातें करी और I'm sure the audience's questions are also answered because we got a lot of questions about के engagement के बारे में, teachers के बारे में, and fee, increased screen time. So thanks for your input. And of course, today children and young people are global citizens. They're powerful agents of change. और यही बनेंगे next generation of mathematicians, scientists, caregivers, doctors. So any crisis that we're in presents the opportunity to help them learn and cultivate passion, जैसे आपने passion और empathy की बात करी, and increase resilience in them while building a safer and more caring community with them, because we all need to come together for this also. And having information and facts in place and an effective support system will help diminish students' fears and anxieties and the secondary impacts of the current situation on their lives. Because जाहिर है ये unusual situation तो है, इसमें तो कोई दो राय नहीं है. So the onus is all on, like I've shared multiple times, the onus is on all the stakeholders in the systems, the administrators, the universities, the colleges, the schools, the teachers, the staff, the parents, the caregivers, the community at large. So, and the students themselves as well, because they are responsible for their actions and their efforts. So let us help them embrace the fact that the times will never be the same again anytime soon. And ये जो हमारे आसपास rapid changes आ रही हैं, they'll be long lasting for years to come. तो हमें इन सब चीजों को मद्देनजर रखना चाहिए. And a huge thank you again to you, Ahmed, for joining us and taking out time. It was a lovely discussion. And I'm sure the audiences also thoroughly enjoyed it. बहुत शुक्रिया आपके time का. And audiences से मैं कहूँगी कि do write to us if there's a topic that you think we should cover next as we wrap up this learning in lockdown interview series, because जैसे जैसे lockdown wrap up हो रहा है हम इस interview series को भी wrap up कर रहे हैं. So we'll be doing a final episodes in the coming weeks. So and also take very good care of yourself and your family, and our prayers for the people who have lost their lives to the pandemic and are fighting the battle against it. And until next time, next week with a different topic and a different guest, we'll be back. So until then, Allah Hafiz.